everyone, this is Navya Kushalappa. Welcome to Let's Talk Fashion powered by Bangalore Fashion Week. We have our designer, Pria Kataaria Puri, who just showcased her collection, Futura Fantasy, in the 23rd edition of Bangalore Fashion Week, as well as we have our beautiful showstopper, Zoya Afroz, who's also an actress, model, and a beauty pageant title holder for Miss India International 2021. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
How was your experience today?
It was wonderful. It has always been wonderful to work for Pria Kataaria. Our collaboration goes like long back.
Very long back, yeah.
So,
That's great.
She's actually more like a friend.
How long have you been working for together?
it's been years and years. I'm not counting because
Yeah.
the days are going by like really nicely. So not counting, but it's been years and years. I think more than
I don't know.
8-10 years
Yeah,
or so.
easily.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a Pria Kataaria Puri veteran, we can say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell us more about your collection, Futura Fantasy, from today.
Well, the collection is called Futura Fantasy because it's actually inspired by the 70s disco era, but
Wow.
with a very futuristic and modern twist. So, post pandemic, everybody was in their pajamas. During the pandemic, everybody was in their pajamas, and I thought it's really important to bring back the glamour, but it needs to be very effortless. It should be easy, and that I make clothes for every body type. So everything that you saw in the collection is free size. All you have to do is just put it up, string it. There's elastic bands, and it doesn't matter what size you are, because again, I think during the lockdown, we all realized that to live well, we need to be happy, and happiness does not mean that we need to be skinny. It means we need to be healthy, and I think a lot of times women in particular are their sizes are always a topic, in the sense that when we buy a pair of pants or a fitted dress, we wear it, there's no margin for even putting on an inch.
Right.
Like if you put on 1 kilo, you cannot wear the jeans. So I don't believe in that kind of concept, because I personally, it makes me feel ugly if I'm wearing a pair of trousers and I'm bloated and I'm not feeling good. So I think that whole mindset of now for people is to be comfort. The comfort is the most important thing. That first comes comfort, then comes fashion and style.
Absolutely.
So the way the silhouettes of this collection everything was free size. Everything can be worn from double XS, which is extra small, to a triple L, triple large, because
Wow.
everything just kind of blends in. Even something like what Zoya was wearing is held by an elastic, but it's really a cape which she's wearing on top of a jumpsuit. So that was one thing, and the other thing was I love glamour. I love, it's important to dress up, because when we dress up, we go in our little fantasy world. We all have our day-to-day life and nuisances that we are dealing with, and the whole idea of dressing up is that you want to be somebody else. You want to have another persona. So that's why the fantasy, and also. I'm always been very intrigued by the 70s hippie era, so I like that whole, if you think about it, the entire kaftani, kepi that came from that hippie era. So that has and come and folded itself and inspired itself in this collection, but with a lot of glitz and glamour.
Wonderful. So I love what you've put together for our showstopper
Yes.
here. Can you
Yeah.
tell me more about this outfit?
Okay, so this is a new technique I tried on. I've been doing feathers for a very long time. So in this collection, we call this 3D effect.
Mhm.
It's because it's coming out,
Right.
right? So
Love
we
these.
we ventured with the 3D effect of feathers with dual color, and the outfit that she's wearing is actually a cape,
Yes.
and it's teamed underneath. It has a very nice jumpsuit which skims to the body. So if you really look at it, it's not really it's not Indian, it's not Western.
you
It's,
can't let me say it in the best way possible. You can't put her in a box.
yeah, concept.
So Zoya, tell me, what do you feel being in her outfit? As you said, you're a veteran.
Yes.
So how do you feel being put into?
I absolutely love it. For a fact that it's so comfortable to wear. Every time you want to feel dressed up, you feel like a little uptight. If you've been into one of those tight fit dresses, you know what it feels like to look good, but then of course you're not comfortable. And that shows on your face.
Absolutely.
But with PKP gowns, kaftans, and everything that she makes, even the gowns, the party wear gowns, they're so comfortable to wear. You look dressed up, you look put together, but you're comfortable and you're at ease at the same time. And I love the little bling and the play that she puts on. That is something that's really interesting to me.
Amazing.
And more than that, I love her as a person. She is a sweetheart. So
That likewise.
that comes across in the outfit as well. It's important.
So, what's your take on sustainability in your collection as well?
Sustainability is huge for me, and I'm one of those people. I believe that it's important to buy quality clothing that you're going to not only wear and enjoy, but then pass it on to your grandchildren. And let's say you decide not to have grandchildren, you have dogs, then maybe you will rent them out or give them to some charity organization. Or now there are so many places where you can donate clothes, and they sell them as vintage clothing. So I'm a person who's always when I make a collection, I really look at a piece and think in my head, how many times is a person who's going to buy this outfit wear it? So I think of the multiple times they can wear it. And if I feel like they're not going to wear it that much, I will not be able to make it. So for me to be able to be consciously justifying to myself that this outfit is not only sustainable in terms of the fabric, but also in terms of wearability. So a lot of times when people are talking about sustainability, they're thinking we're talking about fabrics.
Right.
Like, we don't want to pollute the planet. That is one aspect. The second aspect is also wearability. The way you take out value for anything that is produced or made is that you must use it.
Couldn't agree
And
more.
you should use it, your friends should use it, your children should use it, your grandchildren should use it. So I always tell people, buy less, but buy something you really love and that you're going to wear again and again and again and again. I was just telling her this dress is from 10-12 years ago.
Wow.
And yeah, I put on a little bit of weight, but somehow I still managed to squeeze myself in it. And she was shocked, and I said, you know what? I never throw anything of mine. I love the clothes that I, make. Or this is from my collection, from one of my collections 10-12 years ago. This jacket I made now. So you mix old and new, and you create your own look. That itself is sustainability. So also, if something gets torn or gets spoiled, we should not throw it. We should fix it, and we should put it back in the cupboard. So
Absolutely.
if something is torn, you can put embroidery on it, you can stitch it, you can do ruffle. In India, there's so many variations. And if nothing happens, you can turn them into cushions. I was telling my mom, because she was telling me, oh my God, I have so much this. I said, Mom, think about turning it into a nice patchwork bed cover. And then cushions, like a whole set. And she's like, wow, that's an amazing idea.
Yeah.
So that's sustainability.
They become like designer cushions.
Yes, exactly. Just
designer
imagine
bed
if
sheets.
you have 3 Kanjivaram saris, you patch them up, you can make a beautiful comforter cover
Right.
along with cushions,
Absolutely.
or a drape or something. So there's always, but the thing for sustainability is that the quality of the fabric has to be very good.
Yes.
It should not
And
be
that
coming
can't be
apart.
from fast fashion.
Not at all. Not at all. I consciously, as much as I love, I'm not going to name the stores. Some of the stores I love, they are really quick with fashion. Like literally, if Chanel has taken out a design, literally in 2 months you'll see a copy of theirs in these
Right.
stores. I have made a conscious effort not to enter the store and not be tempted, because it's not good for our environment. It is also, we just buy because it's reasonable and we don't need it. We
Right.
really don't need it. And I think it's important. It's something like food. Will you buy food and say, I'll eat it later because it's cheap? You eat it because you want to eat it. You
Right.
want to consume it. So I think fashion needs to be bought if you're going to consume it.
Couldn't agree more.
Well put.
Well, yes. So Zoya, tell me, how is your experience in the industry overall? You've been here for a long time, working with the best ones.
Yes.
You've topped the runway. So tell me your experience.
Blessed with the best. I have to say that my journey has started very, very young. I was 3 when I started my career
Wow.
with films and as an actor. So journey has been amazing. Then Miss India happened. Then I got the chance to represent India at Miss International. Wearing the sash of India at an international stage, representing my country. That was something that I can't put it into words. You can only feel it.
Wow. Yeah, that is a proud moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then I get to work with all the amazing people and the designers. So hence, that's why I said blessed with the best. I somehow, all the people that I work with, including Priya, they're all, not only are they good at what they do, like they're very skilled and but they're also like good human beings. They care about you, their showstoppers, their models, everybody who's working along with them, and that is something which is beautiful.
Yes.
And I love being in that environment. So, hence, whenever she calls me up, I was literally, she asked me, "Are you up for it?" I was like, "I would
She
love
was, I
to."
think, still in Japan or something when I messaged you.
Yeah, I just came back.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
landed, and she messaged me, "Would you
Yeah.
love to come walk for me?" I was like, "Absolutely, coming right away. Send me the tickets."
Good to know.
So yes, the journey has been great. The journey becomes better because of the people around you. Have always, your experiences are always formed because of who you work with and how your equation is with them, and your life, your work life, or your personal life becomes better that way. So that's why blessed with the best always.
Nice. Okay. So, since we got to know what your Futura fantasy is, what the collection is about, what do you generally get inspired when you started fashion? What is it that inspired you to start fashion in the first place?
I've always leaned towards fashion as a getaway. Like, you're like, you wake up, you're doing your work. Or let's say when I was young, I was in school. School is very boring. I hate to study. Okay.
I think we all
So then
agree
we
there.
always had like someone's birthday party, and I would like imagine myself, oh my God, birthday party, what fun. What am I going to wear? So you see, it's about fantasy. It's about like, we all have our, we all work or we all have our responsibilities. But as humans, we've always, if you go back centuries back and you saw whether it was a pagan culture or any of the tribes, what did they do at night? They paint their faces because, but obviously they didn't have clothes. They would paint their faces, put some rocks around them, and then dance, like
Right.
looking different than what they did in the morning.
Absolutely.
It's about that. As a human race, I think we how we are different from animals is that we have a fantasy, or we imagine ourselves not only to be who we are, we imagine ourselves to be more than what we are. Like, for example, Zoya came in wearing a pink dress. And right now she's wearing this, looking like this. This is another version of Zoya. But she's still Zoya, right? So I
Yes.
think humans aspire to have different versions of themselves or avatars of themselves. And I think it's that whole concept of I could be this or I could be that is what excited me about being a fashion designer. And fashion and clothes play a very important role in being able to change that to who you want to be. Like in the movies, if you want to be a beggar, you have to wear beggar's clothes to be able to do justice to that character. So similarly in fashion, like it's winter time, you want to wear leather, you want to wear fur, you have a certain image in your mind, you want to dress like this, like maybe a Russian mafia, I don't know. The guy sitting there. Okay. So I'm just giving an example. It's just your own way of visualizing of what you want to do. So a lot of times when I design collections, I imagine designing these collections for women who are going to wear them and where they will be wearing them. So I'm an international brand. So I have a very large Middle Eastern community that are very affluent. They all have their planes and they all have yachts and they all have parties in islands. So they are going to be wearing these clothes there. For them, it's very easy. You just have to, and they need clothes to slip in and slip out. So that is why I make clothes that you can slip in and slip out in literally 5 seconds.
Very
Wow.
easy.
So there's a whole process. I have in my mind the people who will be wearing these clothes and the lifestyle they have and according to that, I create clothes. So there, I have not met one, but at any given point, I was just telling Zoya the other day, I have at least in a year we do 5-6 different collections because those collections are targeted to different people with their different lifestyle.
Absolutely. So I am so glad that Bangalore Fashion Week could see your collections, and we hope that for the further editions as well, you'll be showcasing
I think
more.
I've been there for every edition. Practically. I think maybe one I missed long back. If it's been here for 23 years, I've probably done 21.
So how's
for
Bangalore
sure,
Fashion
yeah.
Week been for you?
I have always loved it. I've always loved it because, everything has been so good in terms of their selection of models. My favorite choreographer, Sridhar, is no longer here. He passed away during COVID. The guy used to always be doing our shows. I was really sad to hear about that. So yeah, it's been really a great experience.
Good to know. That's really amazing. So having you here as a showstopper, and we really hope to see you for the next editions as well.
Absolutely. I loved being the showstopper and her muse always at the Bangalore Fashion Week. It was an amazing experience and looking forward to a lot more.
We are looking forward to the same. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thank
It
you.
was an amazing talk to know about your perspective and a lot of change in our perspective towards fashion as well. We got to know a lot of information and knowledge in fashion. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here
Most
tonight.
welcome. Thank you for having us.